It is time to defend Finland again. Well, hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Call to Arms, Gates of Hell, Talvisota, I believe it is in Finnish, Winter War. But we are now in the continuation war in this new DLC for Gates of Hell. That includes the Winter War, the Continuation War, and also the Lapland War taking place against the Germans. Right now it's June 25th, 1944. And the Finns have dug in as deep as they can in the hills to defend against a Soviet force, a massive Soviet force coming their way. There's a couple of great defensive missions for the campaigns in this, not to mention that there's a wonderful conquest mode and also a bunch of skirmish missions too for the Soviets, the Finns, and the Germans as well. I'm going to throw it into slow motion, and I just wanted to take a quick second to just look at the map in awe here. This is a paid DLC, but imagine what the mod community will do eventually with all these new assets. This game, Men of War, Assault Squad, Call to Arms are all known for what the modding communities have done. And so now with all these new assets of beautiful, it doesn't seem like much, but all these new rocks, all these new trees, the lighting effects of the atmosphere, it literally looks like a living, breathing world rather than it just being a map with a skybox. The sky looks great too, but the weather effects here are gorgeous and actually matter in these battles. For example, the rain will eventually let up, and the Finnish Air Force will be able to come in and drop bombs on the Soviets as they approach from the south. So the forces will be basically coming down these roads and pathways, and possibly against the lake here. Maybe there'll be amphibious landings on this side of the beach, and troops will dump off. But we get about 5 minutes to set up our defense. We're also playing in hardcore mode, which typically you would get about 10 minutes to set up your defense. This is going to be on the highest difficulty. So a gorgeous map, tons of Finnish technology and stuff that they used, really. Weaponry, equipment from the Germans, mix of match rifles from the Soviets, that they've been able to borrow, let's say. But of course, AT guns and all sorts of different mortars and engineering trucks, dug-in positions, things that they've captured, things that they've bought from other nations, or things that they've just been able to acquire by any means, really. Lots and lots of dug-in positions for AT here, even Panzerschrecks, which you can actually take command of and shoot at incoming tanks and such, and of course some captured tanks as well. So in about 30 minutes after the attack starts, we'll get ourselves some reinforcements that'll come in from this road down here. Our main objective is to defend the crossroads here, wait for armored reinforcements to arrive, and then we'll get some free reinforcements, and then we'll be able to call in our own choices of things like Su-152s and T-34s and anything else we can scrounge up, including what you may have noticed earlier, the Stug, which is down here in this village, just next door actually, where we need to repair it. So when we start, the first thing we should do is start repairing everything, try to place as many mines as possible, but in hardcore mode, it's basically all odds are against us. Our troops basically have no health, the enemy's pretty accurate, and one shot, it's realism mode. Somebody gets shot, they're more than likely going to be immediately wounded or dead, and that's going to be a job for the medics. So we have our first defensive line here, which is kind of a mixed match of many different positions, snipers, foxholes, and some trench lines. We could build more too with the Finnish engineers. We have our second line of defense here just by this lake, and there's a massive swampy area here where the enemy will be bogged down and have to turn their tanks and such sideways, which would be perfect for putting an AT gun around here somewhere. And then our last line of defense up here in the hills, just next to the roadway and the high ground, where we need to defend this crossroad right over here. So the enemy cannot reach that last stand. Anti-tank guns, machine guns, etc., etc. All right, I'm going to roll back the clock. I'm going to set up defenses the best I can, and we will see the attack come in. It's about 5 or 6 missions in this campaign as well, and again, 5 or 6 skirmish missions. You can also play the Finns in conquest mode, and I've been playing this a while. It's highly recommended. There's no cutscene for this mission, though, but I think that's one thing that the game does well as well, the first 2 missions having cutscenes. This one not. I want to see that come in. That's really my only gripe here so far, but man, look at that. Beautiful. All right, I'll see you in a minute. All right, currently about a minute and a half left. I've got pretty much everybody in the rear digging additional foxholes in order to prepare for line breaks. We've got ourselves pretty much everybody who had an entrenching tool digging some more in the rear on the third line. The middle line has been somewhat abandoned for everybody to be brought up to the front line. What we are doing here is basically removing everybody from foxholes and trying to bring them to a larger trench on the front line. We'll get additional forces here to call in throughout the battle, so we'll have additional troops on the front lines here shortly, so we can fill in some of these gaps. But I'm going to try to lay a few more mines. 9, 10 there. Right, so we're going to try to mine the roads. Obviously, that's going to be the position where the Soviets are going to attack the most, is any position with the road. But we're going to try to fall back and also set up defenses on the second line. The left side here is relatively undefended. There's not much in terms of defenses built at all, so it's going to have to be a mobile defense and or a stationary defense with minefields and such prepared where we think enemy movements will be lesser. I'm going to try to get a few more of these troops moved around. Let's see what we got here. A few troopers here with entrenching tools and Panzerfaust, etc. Go ahead and get them around. We got some supplies in the back too, actually. This might be a good idea to bring this to a different part of the line. See if we can get these two to grab that. There we go. All right, so we're bringing mortars to the front line as well. They're going to be extremely effective here. And we've also finished up digging a few anti-tank ditches, so that's going to be cool too. So let's build a couple of tank traps here to block further enemy movement. That's going to be one position there for the Stug. Excellent. And we'll try to build a few tank traps if we can. In a previous attempt in this mission, I did it the first attempt with playing on the hard difficulty, so not the hardest as we are now. We're on the hardcore mode, so one down. A lot of the battle went down here, and a lot of our troops died here, but we stopped them here too, saving us a lot of equipment in the rear and a lot more men by basically bogging down the Soviet attack and then allowing them to be fired upon with the railway artillery, which we get access to. To add insult to injury, the Finns do have a captured Soviet railway gun, which you capture in the second mission that then makes an appearance here. Well, you can't actually see it, but it's off-map artillery, basically, and it's devastating. The bomber is pretty much just as effective as the artillery, but the bombs do drop. I think you get twin... it's almost like 1,000-kilogram bombs or something. It's huge, the explosion that they cause, so it's pretty insane. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... And I'm counting here to 22 to see if I can place enough mines there. So what we're going to do now is that there's 53 or so seconds left. Anybody on the front line who's stationary, we're going to call back to the rear to grab more supply and then start setting up our secondary defensive position. Now, we're probably going to have to build some trenches here and here and here if the enemy breaks through completely and swings left. But again, we get more Jaeger troops that will then be pretty useful on the front line, and definitely medics are going to play a role here too. Luckily, the Soviets don't really get much artillery. It's mostly going to be tanks and infantry, with tanks from the Lend-Lease Act being used. So we will see Churchills, we'll see IS-2s, IS-1s, I think maybe some KV-1s as well. Just think of the the Soviet heavy armor. Slow, cumbersome, but very intimidating and deadly if it gets close enough. Plenty of places to hide here, calling everybody back. All right, so yeah, also playing on slow motion mode too to try to make the most amount of that time. You would imagine in a battle like this, everybody who had a specialty of laying mines or building defenses would know exactly where to do them and how to do them. We can additionally get some, I think, German AT mines here from a supply truck on this left side. There's a supply truck around here somewhere that we can grab for more munition. Or is it not here? Maybe the harder difficulty removes that additional supply truck that should be around. Well, there's an engineering truck here. We'll go to that. All right, we got to get the tanks in gear, literally. We got 30 seconds, so I think for the most part these vehicles have been repaired. Soviet artillery here hitting the village, causing some damage to our vehicles. We have access to a finished Panzer IV, Panzer IV-J, and also a Stug 3, or a Stu 40G. Pretty nice. Very capable vehicles. All right, we're going to put the Stug here in this trench, or anti-tank ditch, and the Panzer IV here in this one on this side. So we'll See what we can do to stop the enemy. Alright, we're going to build some more anti-tank ditches. We also have a artillery tank there. Kind of a mortar tank that should deal a little bit of damage to the enemy. Before being destroyed, it'll probably be one of the fastest things to be destroyed. Alright, hopefully the crews are in position. Love this too. The AI is now smart enough to follow roadways. Love that. And we're going to try to get this next tank here. Hopefully the tanks will be smart enough to move. Alright, 12 seconds until the enemy attack. Gonna have to get anybody on the front line off. Pull them back to the engineering trucks. The supply to the front lines, where we have more mortars. AT gun here is going to run out of ammo quick, so that's why we brought over some ammo there. And if we can, I'm going to call up a second mortar, which we are allowed to do in our special callouts. We do have access to mortars. Jaeger troops, those are probably the best. Mortars are devastating in this game. Devastating accuracy, devastating damage, even if they get close. So a very useful piece of technology to have. Oh, there's one of our mortars there getting stuck. Oh boy. Operation Babysit begins. And here comes the Soviets. Let's hope that these guys can get up to the road at least. Oftentimes your equipment will get caught on rocks. You do have to babysit, especially mortars and any sort of artillery or anti-tank that you're pushing, so make sure you keep an eye on them. And we're keeping supply here for the obvious Panzerschrecks, Panzerfausts, and anti-tank troops on the front line. You can already hear vehicles moving. I don't think that's our vehicles moving. We're out of time. There we go. If the Soviets try to run over that line, they're going to have a bad time. Fall to the rear, add some more anti-tank defenses. The game begins. Alright. Stug is moving into position. Panzer IV should be almost on the way. Now again, we're playing an ultra slow just to get everything in position, and then we should be able to begin once everybody's there. We'll get medics on standby. Any sort of supply here? Nope. Alright, we'll have to have everybody go over to this truck. And this Ford V3000S has plenty of engineering equipment in it. Things like mines, anti-tank mines, maybe some fuel too for our vehicles. Soviet repurposed railway gun is at our disposal. Awesome. Right, this guy's clearly an AP miner, so we're going to do a quick resupply here. Alright, very good. And it begins. Soviet T-70s arriving on the left side. We'll just give it a moment until everything's ready. We do have a large artillery gun in the rear, which will probably be able to reach the second line. Our troops off the line, make sure everybody's in relative safety. Have to pull our troops back to this engineering truck to resupply. The cool thing is if they have a role, like for example, anti-tank miner or anti-personnel miner, when they go back to these supply trucks, they can automatically get whatever resources they need. Move the Stug into position here. Scooted into position. Hopefully we can get that Panzer IV into position. Once all the tanks are good, we will play on normal speed. Get these troops off the freight here. More trenches dug out in the rear. More AT mines being placed. And we now have access to our Jaeger squads. AT gun doing a great job. And there's our 180 millimeter artillery strike. Beautiful. 1 minute between Jaeger troop callouts. Su-76 is being destroyed early. Ooh, a T-34 1943 model. A new show floor model. Ooh, where? Oh, I see. It's the gun. Let's pop a T-34, shall we? Hi there, pal. Ooh, you can hear Panzerfaust firing off. Wow, a direct hit on the tank. Nicely done. Let's get this armored car if we can. Beautiful. Slow motion is badass. Now we can also capture enemy tanks if we can repair them. I gotta get all the guys off the front line. Trying to take all the extra seconds we can to mine. Oh boy, you can hear. You can just hear all the deflections. The AT gun to fire at that tank moving right there. Look around for others. Another great hit. Alright, we gotta get all of our engineers back to the rear. Are the tanks in position? Almost. Where's that damn mortar as well? Alright, well they made it close. Get the other mortar there and we should call it a day. Alright, so already Valentine tanks are showing up, so we do have elements of British tanks from the Lend-Lease Act. We'll see Churchill's as well. Very nice. And more trenches dug out in the back for our troops. We're going to leave some of these individual foxholes here just in case there's a breakthrough. We have some heavier artillery back here as well. With everything locked in. There we go. We should be ready to play on normal speed now. Enemy tanks approaching on the right side. It begins! Alright. Okay. Ooh, right. Yeah. So we're doing things full speed now. Normal speed, anyway. T-70's approaching. Su-76 is approaching. And T-34's on the right side as well. Carrying infantry. Very nice looking. What a beautiful map, man. I absolutely love it. Let's see if we can grab ourselves some Panzerfausts. Oh, wait. Hold on. Well, that was way off. Damn. Far to the left and a little short. Obviously, the range should be about where it is now. Let's try the Panzer Shrek instead. Much better. You alright over there, bro? Okay, we gotta keep hitting these tanks with the heat rounds. Heat rounds are good for penetration on pretty much any and all vehicles. Oh, nice. Good hits there. Alright, we're waiting for some more points here. I think every time that we kill an enemy soldier, we'll be gaining points, and possibly as time goes by, too. We have about 5 minutes to deal with this initial quote-unquote recon wave. Their first wave to kind of scout things out. Let's get that supply a little closer. Keep the Stug right about there. Nice angling on it, too. At least from anything coming from that far left side near the beach. Moving supplies into position for the 82mm. Now again, we're playing on hardcore. This is the really almost like a mean difficulty as well. Like if you really want to be harsh on yourself. At least it was that way in the previous games. It seems like perhaps maybe this will be more realistic towards defensive missions. I don't know why these two keep getting stuck here by this crate. Let's go ahead and get them away from that. There we go. Trying to give these guys commands to step away, but nothing here. But I can move them. I don't know why that is. Yeah, I don't know why I can't give them move commands. So strange. They'll stand, but they won't move. Alright, well that's got to be something to be patched out. Anyway, Let's keep planting mines and such. We have some AP mines we can continue to put into these fields. And we'll go back to the supply truck on the far right side to, wow, look at that. A lot of guys ready to go with the AP mines or anti-tank mines. We'll keep dropping some mines down here on this side, especially up here. That should be 16. We're going to clutter that area with mines. There's obviously a barbed wire line right here, too, that should block the front of the trench. So that's going to be good. Is he not going for the orders I just gave? Okay, everybody's not moving from positions like they were told. None of the infantry is responding. They're all on hold position, but regardless of that, they should always be... Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Let me pause on pause real quick. Low normal speed? Great. Okay, so everybody is not following orders. Wonderful. Alright, well, can I turn the tank? Yes, I can. What the hell? Hey, pal. Hey, whoa. Alright, nothing's going to listen to orders now. This is great. So now we got to make do with the communication breakdown. We'll go ahead and call that some sort of realistic addition to our experience. Right, wonderful. And now I can't tell troops to get inside of defenses, but we can tell somebody to move first-person wise. There's got to be something I hit. What the hell command would... What control would make it so that way you can't get infantry to move? Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to have to save and fix this. Alright, let's try this again. Looks like the boys are moving now. I don't know what I did. Anyway, get everything up in the position here. So, luckily, we got all the troops now moving to where they need to go. And, yeah, we're going to continue to put everybody into boxes and trench holes. Nice to hear the rifles firing off. Boys must have some clear shots to the lower areas down below. Good, now we can get all the troops where they got to go. Excellent. Looks like there's no more foxholes left for these guys. Let's build a position back here still. Alright, good to hear the machine guns firing. Good to hear the rifles firing. Ooh, we could put a AT trooper right there and see if we can stop them dead in their tracks. Armored car and T-34 there. What the hell? God. I don't know what happened, but the AI seems to be eager to go out there. Oh, I see. The vehicles are set to move freely, which is not great. We'll go ahead and retreat the Panzer IV. And this is set too. Okay, so maybe after reloading a save, things get switched around. I'm not sure. Anyway, regardless, troops are where they got to go. That's good. Got ourselves some infantry here ready to go as well. Some of these guys need to replenish with AP mines. Alright, communication breakdown over. Let's get ourselves in gear. Let's get this area mined up here for anti-tank. That should be enough. Alright, another wave approaches. T-30... I keep saying T-34, but the Panzer IV needs to retreat. There we go. Alright. Jaeger squad purchased again. Bringing those boys up. And we're going to fatten up the middle defenses. We're going to have kind of a higher level defense here. Where we are now, just up here in this position. And then we've got our line on the... Ooh. Looks like we got a Su-76 coming. I mean, a Su-85. We've been seeing a few Su-76s. Ooh, and I can hear some heat rounds firing off on them. We just got to keep moving. Alright, the gunner and loader killed there on the Panzer IV. Unfortunate. We can actually get this tank in gear again and repair it. Not a total loss, or we can replenish the this defensive line with some other tank. Looks like the Molotovs are popping off nicely. We more than likely could pull that back and put it into a position where they can't fire it, such as back here. And it looks like we're out of ammo here as well. We're going to keep the engineering units where they're at here by the truck for now, since they're starting to approach the front line. We'll either wait until there's a lull in the action. AT trooper down there. We'll wait until there's a little bit of clearing in the action, or we will wait until the enemy breaks the first line. Looks like we've got about 5 minutes to clean up the current mess. Nice hits with the Panzerschreck. Very nice. Vehicle is rolling, but unmanned. Got a mind of its own here. I can't believe its crew is dead, stuck in first gear. Hopefully it hits a tree. Let's definitely claim that vehicle. Alright, we'll kind of keep an eye on that one. Stay down, bro. Not sure what that Su-85 will do. Infantry starting to approach the front lines. We can fill in this front line here. AT mines. Yeah, I think we'll continue to place AT mines in the bog. Make sure if they come down here and attempt to spread out that they'll get bopped. Okay, infantry coming up from the left flank to the right flank. Infantry coming up from the rear to the front lines. We'll kind of keep these troops where they're at. Could call in some railway artillery. And now might be a good time on that Churchill, which will be an absolute utter pain in the ass to destroy without it. Same with the IS-2 as well. IS-1, rather. Sorry, KV-1. The KV-1. However, we will see KV, or rather IS-2s. Wow, what? Almost a damn near direct hit with the railway gun and nothing? We better try the bombers. Whoa. Get these troops back. Okay, let's call in a bomber. We'll try to hit here between these two. Hopefully a bomb will land here, destroying the the Su-122, and the KV-1S might be destroyed by that bomb. Here comes the Finnish Air Force. Blenheim Mark I. It also has a few guns that'll fire on the ground for infantry and such if it finds those targets on the way. close. Well, that's one artillery piece out of the way. That's nice. Unfortunate that the bombs were so close, but it would have definitely been a direct hit. Good effect. Alright, one out of thousands and thousands of tanks destroyed. Not sure why this infantry squad went up here. Some things were weird in the controls recently. We'll have to monitor to make sure nobody's on free movement or wanders towards the front if they're not supposed to. Keep building defenses. Oh, our supply truck's almost out of ammunition. Plenty of anti-tank mines ready, though. Let's see. Okay, that might be enough for placement. Alright, Churchill's getting a little close. Not close enough for us to fire at, though. Maybe so. Looks like the railway artillery is ready again. Wow. 2 of these vehicles are up and running. Bombs right between the 2 should destroy them. And a direct hit on the Churchill would be amazing. I'm a little superstitious. When I call in artillery strikes or bomber strikes, I usually try to be inaccurate myself, so hoping that the game's RNG of being inaccurate will counteract that. And as you can see, I clicked here, it went behind. I probably would have normally clicked to the left or right in the front. But then it would have been inaccurate. But then it would have been accurate missing anyway. You know how it goes. Anti-aircraft fire can shoot down this aircraft. Oh boy. Wow. Absolutely devastated. Jeez. Look at that. Look at that. And yet, here comes more fun. Su-76s. T-34s here are disabled. So the Su-122 is breaking through on the left side. Going to be taking our initial positions there. And we have 2 squads on standby. Oh, I see what was going on. This one squad that was here was probably trying to make their way up to this trench. Soviets counterattacked too fast. Well, it looks like we're starting to see the rain roll in again, so the bomber will likely be offline. And we're starting to see a lot of wounded here. Let's see if we can get the AT gun up and running. Surprised to actually see tanks on this right side. Calling some purposely inaccurate strikes. Quickly reload. Sometimes purposely being inaccurate. Hoping that we'll penetrate somewhere where we can be more accurate. Artillery shell landed there. We're definitely going to have to mine the hell out of this area a little bit more. Exposing the side shot, yet no penetration still. Amazing. go see if we can spike a tank. Well, KV-1's heading towards the top of the hill. Oh, wow. Insta act one and dones. Whoa. 1, 2, 3 on these guys. This thing's gotta go, man. Let's get that Jaeger squad in position. We'll have to hit him in the side. Alright, we'll come in behind him. Machine gun in the back. Well, it says hull destroyed, but so much for it being destroyed, the crew is still in it. Alright, here we go. There we go. Looks like the engine's out. Crew may bail. A possible blessing in disguise? Oh, damn. The good news here is that we can repair the KV-1. Let's spread out our troops a little bit. That's enough for now. Churchill here has to go. Causing too much havoc. No, an infantry squad here too. Tanks all over, just jumping on these positions. How are we doing with the Stug? Oh, no surprise. Wiped out and overrun. Well, the real battle begins now. Wow, nice. Excellent work taking down that tank. Alright, we should save for more infantry. We're gonna have some trouble here. Supply. Oh, everything's breaking down. Supply is gone now. Every time a tank fires, it's probably now aimed at a trench. Too risky to bring the medics out. Good opportunity there with 2 tanks. Oh, 3 tanks. I can't believe it. Only busted one of them. We need these tanks to hit minefields and then be hit by our Air Force. These two. There we go. That'll stop that tank for now. Unfortunately, it's raining again. Soviet armored car here plowed into a tree. Oh boy. Well, the first line has pretty much been gobbled up. There's remnants remaining from the first line. They still do need to get through our minefields and such that we place between. Full squad. Finnish snipers are taking out enemies if they can. Wow. Churchill unscathed. Looked like the round fell right there. These tanks are just doing whatever now. Let's call out some heavy engineers. Maybe we can get some AT with this. We're gonna have to prepare for the final line of defense. We're gonna have to prepare the final line for defense. We'll go to the second line to buy time for the final line. Wow. KV2 is up and running. KV1S, rather, is up and running. I don't think a KV2 would help us at this point anyway. Oh, never mind. It's still tracked. I don't know why they couldn't repair the tracks, though. Are they out of supplies? Yeah, they're out of repair kits. The thing was so damaged. Wow, where are our heavy engineers? Well, same as before. Okay, so this is a squad of anti-tank miners and anti-tank ditch builders and such. Such as these folks here. Yeah, we're gonna have to build about here, I think. Wow. AT gun remaining. Oh, looks like a sporadic amount of infantry breaking through. Finns still hold this position. It's going to delay the Soviets before they can break through. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Really need to get rid of these Churchills. The only thing that can get them is a direct hit with a railway artillery or some lucky shot with the AT. Boom. And driving away. Okay, railway artillery is worthless. The only thing good is maybe a tank being stuck from a minefield and then getting a direct hit on it. Alright, let's try to build some anti-tank ditches or obstacles. Okay, that should be a good start. More anti-personnel mines ready to be placed. Although he seems to be out. Two is fine. Our bombers are at our disposal again. These two tanks are sitting still, so we're calling in the bomber on them. Anything to keep the Soviets at bay. It's going to be a great hit. Beautiful. Excellent. Actually track the Churchill. Now let's pull these boys back a little bit. Tank coming up the road, is that? What was that? Oh! Great job, soldiers. The enemy's been held back sufficiently for our armored reinforcements to arrive. I present the armored division. I thought we failed. T-3485, Landsverk L62. Ah, we have access to a JSU 152. KV-1 model 1942. E-50s. We have another anti-tank gun. Counterattack the armored reinforcements and drive the enemy from the battlefield. Right, we're going to keep all these extra points then to clean the hell out of these tanks that are all back here. New objective then is to counterattack. Ooh, hello. And hit these positions with the enemy anti-aircraft guns that they put into place. Yep, 85 millimeters here. Wow, I thought we were absolutely doomed, but the Soviets, about 90% gobbled up the front line. Didn't really make much of a hit on line 2 and couldn't even get to line 3. There's a few troops close to line 2. Well, let's get things sorted out then. Okay, so there's our ISU, and we got our T-34. We did call up a Stug. There it is. Time to go up the road and clear them out. I do want to call up that aircraft, but if it does get shot down, we don't get to use it. There's 2 AA guns here. We do have artillery, but it's not close enough to deal with anything defensive-wise, I believe. Yeah, too far out of range. Well, we could let the Soviets continue their attack a little bit until they've lost most of their units. We have AT ready. Love the absolute beautiful camo on the side of these T-34s. Or the fins. Very nice. T-50's garbage. Infantry might be good. Resupply trucks, obviously good. Infantry will be great here, though. Oh, do we have flamethrowers? Oh, no. Just a regular infantry squad. Let's reinforce. Oh, let's just get these guys in the trench. We'll keep building these defenses. Retrospect-wise, it may have been better to lightly defend the front and then more reinforce this line, but the fact that we've kept a lot of the Soviets together. I was trying to throw a grenade there, but now we don't have air support again. Well, now the cleanup operation begins. I think what we'll do is the Soviets will no longer get reinforcements, so we could hold this secondary line and wait for them to just slowly, little by little, attack and throw away their units. and continue to provide crossfire from the defensive lines. Let's get that infantry up here. That right side was pretty much overwhelmed. I tried to grenade all those troops all the way down the mountain, but it wasn't working out. Troops were going to try to hand-deliver it again. Alright, the Soviets are still getting some reinforcements here, but it's probably what was breaking through the line in the mess in the back. At this point, the Soviets can still hit mines. I think this one just did. There it is. Front track destroyed, so it's a sitting duck for a beautiful airstrike. We'd also still reclaim that Panzer IV Stug and the KV-1 over here. And other tanks, too. Let's bring up the heavy mortar if we can. See if we can wheel it out of this little defensive area. Now we can bring all of our mortars to the front and clear up all that mess. Messy, messy, messy. Another AT gun here. These do have some pretty good rounds, though. 20 is not a lot, but it's definitely enough to maybe destroy a tank or two and a handful of infantry. And we'll save for some points now for the airstrike, which will be 50 each. I think we'll go to the far right side here. And we'll keep the 152 in the middle, since it can provide orbital strikes. Love seeing all the abandoned tanks and stuff. What a battlefield, man. Tank at the end of the road there. Ooh, we just shot over the top of them. Okay, armored column is approaching the right side. We'll go ahead and retake the top of the hill. Alright, T-34 forward. Weather has cleared, so we get our bombers again if we need them, which we certainly do. Ooh, a track. Double track. I got an idea. He's getting hit in the ass by the 152, I believe. Field guns coming up. We can abandon the T-34. This will allow us to save it. These crew are okay. They're all told to like free move when they get out, which means that they're gonna run from cover. That's not good. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Wow, nice. It's a mess out there. Time to start clearing some of this stuff out. Luckily, everything that's been hit or damaged is repairable, so we're okay there with most stuff. Purposely miss. T-34 and KV-1 wiped out. And unfortunately, a plane being shot down by all that anti-aircraft artillery. Multiple tanks being repaired. Where's that satchel charge? There we go. What? Alright. Whole machine gunner actually woke up after a while. This will be an annoyance. We should still have access to that railway gun. It should still be something we can utilize. It's from a KV-1S on the left. Oh, look at that. Rain kicking up and actually affecting our vision. Wow, that's interesting. Accurate as hell. Alright, cool. Vehicles being fixed up pretty easily. We need some tank crew here. We'll call up some Jaegers. So pretty much this is it at this point for the defense. The only thing now would be to continuously destroy tanks such as this with bombers, sneak up on tanks with satchel charges, sweep up the infantry with our defensive line and or ISU-152 that's in there with the HMG mounted on top of that. Once that's done, we could close some artillery guns on our side closer towards the AA guns, our 85mm here, and other things in the back. But eventually it just will take a little bit of time. Nothing we can't handle, though. But that should be it for this defense. Long time to sweep up. Tedious, but fun. I'm here mostly for the defense, and I'm sure you were too. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching our awesome coverage of this defensive mission. Men of War Assault Squad 2 is fantastic. Call to Arms, Gates of Hell, Talvisota, even better. Loving to see the community switching to support this with mods and adding just so much more realism to the weapons and the voice acting and so much more. Check it out today, guys. It's a really good one. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you all next time, folks. Thank you, thank you. GG.